Hi. So I wanted to talk a little bit about when we're helping toxic people or toxic abusers or anybody who's coming along to get us weak, basically what our objective is in life, whether they're toxic or not. Sometimes not. Sometimes they're just interrupting what we're trying to do, but that's basically what I want to talk about. Right? So sometimes we can love someone to their own detriment or destruction, loving someone to the point of their own destruction. All of the work necessary to keep toxic relationships functioning. Um, so you're spending this time and you know that this person is toxic. Okay, you've already decided that somebody is toxic because of how they function and how they affect you and how you feel when they're around you. So now you're trying to go about your business, maybe move forward, you want to heal and things. Then they come along. So uh, here you are in the middle of something that you want to work on, when we are sidetracked by toxic people and their persuasions to conflict, we are peaceably living our lives and they come towards us with a destructive attitude. We may drop everything we are doing and our work is fruitful. We're stopping fruitful work. We are working to better ourselves, trying to heal, trying to get into a place where we can benefit other people. And we have to heal ourselves to break away from having toxic relationships before we can actually be a benefit to ourselves or anybody in society. So in a way, the toxic people are being used as the objective for you fulfilling your dreams, your goals, you actually using the attributes that God has given you that you can be used in society in a positive way. And so a toxic person is going to try to hinder this. And they come along in a disruptive way. It's just you're in the middle of a project of some kind, you're working towards a goal, and they can see that. They can see that you're uh, busy with something, that you're just, you're really into doing something. You've already gotten on a schedule for doing something. You're working on this thing every day, whether it's, let's just say it's a new diet and you're taking something out of your diet that were affecting your health in a negative way. And so you're trying to change up your diet. And so you're excited about it. You're adding new things to your diet and you're following people who, cook like this new way that you're cooking and you're telling everybody about how excited you are about your new diet. So right away, it's like the antennas go up on the toxic. And the reason for this is because they're like, hey, wait a minute, you're over there doing this now? Well, wait a minute. You should be over here looking at me. I've got this going on. How can you be over there trying to think about what you're eating and, what somebody else is trying to cook when I'm over here and I've got all this going on? So whatever a toxic person has going on at the time is the most important thing. And they don't see anything else, nothing anybody else is doing, um, nothing that's going on in just let's just say in the culture and the community, nothing matters. All that matters is whatever is going on with the user. They will literally call you, stop you in the middle of the day to tell you what's going on with them. They're not concerned about maybe you have your own catastrophe going on, or you're having problems at work, or your child ill. Everything has to stop them. That's why I said they come towards us with a disruptive attitude. They want you to drop everything that you're doing. So you will, you'll drop everything. And your work is fruitful. You're working towards fixing your diet, fixing your health. And so here you are, you're dropping it because this person has what they are making out to be a catastrophe. And they have absolutely no regard for the fact that you are working on your own project or you're working on your own health. So they're gonna keep you in this pattern of you moving towards something, trying something new, and then stopping and dropping and not being able to move forward in this thing. And you're not going to realize this is a pattern for you because you're going to get so involved in whatever it is that they need you to do for the moment. They think their thing is the most important thing in the world, that you're literally going to spend 2 or 3 days getting away from what you were working on, your project, your goals, to go help this toxic person. So by the time you come back 3 days later, you're already were in and excited about what you were doing. Now you're disappointed because you had gotten into something and you had really started to enjoy it and you had a goal set, and now your goal has been smashed. Basically, you don't have the things that you wanted to accomplish up until this point, and so now it's like you have to backtrack. It's like starting over. So because of this, you might say, well, that didn't really work out. And then you'll start like another project or another health goal instead. And so you'll find yourself, if you're living with a toxic person, this is a pattern. It's another one of their patterns. You'll start a project, you'll really get engulfed in it, you'll love what you're doing, and they'll come over and they'll disrupt it. And that is part of the plan because they don't want you focusing on the project. They don't want you achieving. The goal of a toxic person is to prevent people from achieving. And it's because they want all of the attention on them. So if you actually achieve something, accomplish something, then the attention is on you. You're working towards something. They're afraid you're going to continue to keep working towards something that doesn't include that, where you're getting recognition and they're not getting the recognition. So they have to cause some kind of a disruption. Now, usually they have plenty of disruptions in their life because of the choices that they make and the way they treat people. So it's very easy for them to take that, blow it up a little bit, bring it over to you somehow, putting it on your table so that you have to stop and drop everything that you're doing. Focus on this. And so now you're not able to work on bettering yourself and others because they're taking away. That's where it comes in when people say toxic people are like leeches, because they come in and they suck all the energy out of it. So you don't have time to contribute in the way that you would. They are a hindrance to the work we love and the people we love. They're a hindrance to progression. So if they can keep you stuck, they can keep you in a toxic relationship. So you'll see a lot of times they don't want you to go to the gym and they don't want you to have relationships and they don't want you to spend time with other people because they're afraid that you're going to progress away from them. So toxic people and abusers, they live in fear. They live in fear that they're going to be found out. They live in fear that the person's going to progress out of their league. So they'll do whatever they can to sabotage them. I guess they have maybe become toxic because they have possibly abandonment wounds that they haven't dealt with. And so they're afraid that you may abandon them. So if there's anything in your life that you become excited about that they think you could possibly abandon them for, then they're going to want to alleviate that. They're going to have to evolve or bigger problem. So you're gonna, if you have toxic relationships, toxic family members, you're gonna have a long list of things that you started that you never finished. You might not even know how to finish or follow through a project because you're so used to starting new projects. Because every time you started a project, you were prevented from moving forward without even realizing. And so it's not easy to keep going with a project. Really have to focus on, okay, I'm going to do this, gotta go forward. So that's hard enough. So you may look like a procrastinator and you might feel like you've always been a procrastinator because you start things and you have a hard time getting them going or finishing them, achieving your goals. But I want you to stop them because that's probably the key. You have time. And I want you to think better the things that I want you to look at it as a because you started so many things. You got to find out what you liked, what you didn't like, and you got to be very creative, probably, right? So if you go back and think about some of these things that you actually really enjoy that a toxic person took away from you or interrupted, if you could go back and pick up some of these things, you'll save yourself a lot of time by trying new things. Like you have to keep yourself busy when you get away from these toxic relationships, abusive relationships. And so they tell you to start new things. But you may have a whole list of things that you've already started that you weren't able to finish. So go back and see if there really was something that you enjoyed that you wish you would have finished, or something that you spent time doing, but a toxic person came along and stopped your progress. It won't be like starting over, and it'll be like you can get going and feel like confident in starting something without having to start something brand new. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there because you will feel frustrated for all of the things that you didn't get to achieve because you were interrupted, because that is their pattern to stop you in your tracks, make themselves the most important. And so if you're still in that kind of a situation, if you're still living with someone who behave that way and you can't move forward in your goals, the best thing to do is to just keep moving forward, ignoring them. Just keep plowing forward, plowing over them, ignoring them if you have to at times. Just sometimes we're stuck in these relationships. We can't leave them right away. Just move forward. If you have to put headphones on, move forward. That's what you do. Just keep going. But you'll be surprised how many things you actually can do. And you won't have to start all from scratch. And that was something I wanted to make sure that you have a good day. And thank you so much.